Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? East New York's Finest, hosted by yours truly, Mike. What's poppin', everybody? Everybody, what's poppin'? Excuse the mess and stuff, and if I can get Mr. Spike to stop scratching. Spike, stop. Sit down. I said sit. What did I just tell you to do? So, this video is about something very important. Before I get into that, I just want to give a little story to why I'm saying what I'm saying and why I feel the way I do. I've had a lot of people ask me, mainly a lot of Hispanics and Caucasians, who always ask me, why do you think you guys don't have a lot of, black leaders nowadays? And I'll tell everybody the same thing. What I think and what I know is two totally different things. I have my own, perception on on how I look at it, how I view it, and what I think, and also why I think First of all, I would like to. I mean, I'm not a Nation of Islam guy. I've studied the Torah, the Quran, and the Bible, to give me a better understanding to my knowledge, to realize that there really isn't, to me, a religion. I don't really buy into any of it for my own personal reasons. Now, with that basically being said, I do think one of the longest and more extreme, sincere individuals as far as some kind of religious leadership for people of color would be Minister Farrakhan, brother Louis Farrakhan. He has done a lot of high-end cases and helped protect a lot of people that needed it at their worst. I can go in and in, but more importantly and more famously, I would say guys like Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, a few others I can name, but I don't right now I got so much in my head I can't put it out quick enough. But just to name a few, but this brother all the way from the fuck the 70s, pardon my French, the 60s, all the way up until now, he's been under more scrutiny and so much hatred from people because you know why a lot of white folks don't like hearing slavery and hearing this and that? Because they're threatened, because they know a lot of the shit that they ancestors. Some of them wish that shit can come back. A lot of you guys out there don't like blacks, and y'all really do wish that shit can go back. You could sit here and lie and say whatever the fuck you want. Some people feel very, very bad and very guilty, and a lot of people just feel like, you know what, if we uprise and do the evils that they've done, we're gonna pay them back and enslave them, rape them, have their sons, get on top of the mothers and force them to have sex, and the same thing with the fathers, and mate and rape and murder and do all types of crazy shit. We as black folks, a lot of us, a lot of our kids, a lot of drug dealers, whoever the fuck you want to say as far as minorities go, we're not interested in any of that. That was the past. We want to go forward and just want to be treated like human beings. We just want to be treated the same way you're treated. Now, it's funny how a lot of people will sit there and say you need to come back. I had somebody tell me that a while ago. If you don't like it so much, then why don't you go back to Africa? And I tell them, you know what? Then why don't you go back to Europe? Oh, as a matter of fact, now I think about it, throughout your fucking history, you don't really have any fucking background of really having anywhere that your people didn't conquer and or come from. So in reality, you really have no background or no backbone. Fuck, you have no culture neither. You understand? So I hate when people say go back here. Just like I can't stand when people say shit like, oh, African American or Afro American. I tell people, I shut them down. I say, listen, I don't know about others, but I don't like to be labeled. Period. Don't call me an Afro American or African American. I'm just a fucking black man who live in this country. I would prefer you to use the word black. You know what I mean? Or just, the American guy. Or just say the black dude. You'll just say black. Y'all feel like you're going to slip by saying nigger, or y'all think somebody, why you calling me black? That's the fuck I mean, technically I'm not black. My beard is black. I'm brown. But, that's the racial slang or racial term that everybody around the world uses. Somebody say, oh, nobody's going to say, oh, he looked like, if there's an Asian guy who commits a crime, what's the first thing that come out of anybody's mouth? It's not going to be, oh, the Japanese looking guy, or the term Oriental. Oriental is almost the same derogatory term that you would use as a slang to say spick for Hispanic, or a beaner, or hunky or cracker for white, or a nigger for blacks, or something like that, or a wetback or some shit like that. Using, oh, he's Oriental. Oriental is like a real bad term. And a lot of Asians don't like that. You should either say Asian, and that's it, or just say the person. You don't say, oh, the yellow guy or the Asian guy. I mean, excuse me, or Oriental guy. You would say the Asian. Or most of the time, you see a person who snatch a person's, what's it called? I mean, snatch something from somebody or whatever. What's the first thing that somebody gonna say? First thing you ask when you call 911 is, hey, what's the person race? Does he look Hispanic? They don't say Spanish. They say Hispanic. Because Spanish is a language, not a fucking race of people. I hate when people say, oh, we need to stick together, or hey, we're Spanish. No, you're not. I'm not English, and I speak English. You're a Hispanic. You're basically mixed between a couple different races, and because of Portugal and the Portuguese and all that shit, a broken language was founded, and that's how the Hispanic or Spanish term or Spanish language came about. Which, when you think of Mexicans and Costa Ricans, people from Belize, Panama, fucking Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I mean, I can go on and on. This is why a lot of them, they have a lot of words that are similar and some words that are different. And they're worded different. They're pronounced different. Some words don't exist because there's different broken terms or different lingo, almost like a pig Latin and or like a Ebonics or broken English from the European English term. So all that, I can go in and in, y'all. But it's just crazy how you don't hear nobody, not one operator say, hey, is he Pan American? Is he Spanish? They say the person who committed the crime, was he Hispanic, black, white? They always use those terms. Sometimes they'll say, or Asian. Now, if an Asian guy happened to punch somebody in the head or jump him, you're not gonna say, oh, he was Asian. Most of the time, you're gonna say, oh, he looks Chinese. Some people might be smart enough and intellectual to say, oh, he looks Asian. But the term you're gonna normally use is Chinese, because when people think of Asians, you don't say, oh, he's Japanese, or he's Korean, or he's Filipino, or he's Vietnamese or Taiwanese or Mongolian or Russian. Because let's face it, a lot of y'all think because Russians got blind hair and blue eyes. Anybody who knows their history and is smart enough to know or be as smart as an intellectual as I do, that when you really think about it, Russia isn't Europeans; they're really Asians. Some of y'all might say, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Well, for the same reason why you look at India and Pakistanians, that's why a lot of Pakistanians, a lot of people look at them, oh, well, they're Muslim. Yeah, a lot of them are, but they speak a lot of the same languages Indians speak out of a lot of Middle Easterns. Because look at the borderline. You look at Indian, a lot of people say, oh, they're Middle Easterns. They're not. They're part of Asia. And the same thing with Russia. When you look at the all like the Ming Dynasty and everybody else, when they had, because the white thing they called China, they have different provinces in China, because China was actually a whole bunch of different areas, including Russia, and then they actually brought together 5 to 7 parts, and they made it mainland China, including Beijing and all these other parts and shit like that, and that's how that came about. You know what I'm saying? And, being that a lot of people wandered off, and when you think of a lot of places, because you look at a lot of Mongolians and Taiwanese people, they're dark skinned, they're dark Asians. Like a lot of people from Thailand and Vietnam, because when American soldiers and stuff went over there, they loved it, compared to coming back over here, dealing with racist cops and racism, a lot of people just, bam, they stood over there, and it's like, yo, I'm a former soldier, and I'm living over here with the enemy. And they treat me with more respect and less racism and shit than my own people, my own land. So that's why. And then a lot of them, they came back and they made it, with women that had to sell themselves overseas, and that's why you have generations of so many people from a lot of parts of Southeast Asia who happen to be a lot of their kinfolk happen to have black blood in them, because they have blacks up in them. Not to be disrespectful or whatever, but just to give you a wild example of all that, right? But the thing is, people need to stop worrying about race and worry more about how an individual treat them. And the media and everybody helps pan all this hatred and racism to try to start a race war, because at the end of the day, the people that are truly in power can use the government to their advantage. But they can't use the government to their advantage if everybody in if the people band together with the government to not only start thinking for themselves, thinking individualism. The powers that be, they can no longer no longer play chess no more, because now you're playing against everybody. You understand? You can't win. You know what I mean? But you sit there and you have everybody racially motivated to hate each other, and you start putting everybody in fucking different categories and shit, and that's what happens. Like, and now going back to this, a lot of black folks are very ignorant and lazy. Like, me and my cousin Russell. Me and this guy are thicker than thieves. Like, this is my blood. And this is a guy that wasn't born my blood. He's not my blood by marriage, even though my wife is Haitian, just like he is. This is a guy that I met years ago, over 20 years now, and he's more my blood than any other male. I mean, I got more love for this. I mean, I would go to war with this guy. And all he got to do is say the word. I won't ask no explanations, ands, ifs, or buts about it, because I know the kind of person he is. And he would do the same for me. He's my number one dude from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And we met over a PS2. But when the PlayStation 2 was out, it was hard to come by. Like, that system cost you $500+ to get for the first 4.5 or so months when it first was launched. And I was peeking out. I was washing something out my window. And he was a next door neighbor, and we said hi to each other. And I'm looking in the window, I'm like, what the F? And I said, yo, that's what the fuck? How you got a PS2? Knocked on his door. Rest is history. Same thing with Fam Alex. Rest is history. Same thing with Hospital Matt, Star Wars Mike, Dino Dan, Tall Dan, Nazar. Jerry's Matt, and as well as Jerry, and and Big Dog, A.K. Brian, everybody. There's always something in my life that brings me true love and stuff, that gives me a group of individuals that, when you're true and when you're about what you're about, it's just what it is. And a lot of these guys happen to be white, black. I'm not up here, saying to knock and talk about, and be racist and shit. Some people may think I'm a racist because I say certain slurs and slangs and shit. When you're angry, it's like when I'm driving. If I see a black sister who happened to do something stupid and cut me off, and if she's screaming at me, I'm going to call her all types of names. I'm going to tell her to go wash her smelly, I'm going to go in on you, regardless of what race and whatever you are. Because, the whole point of being upset with somebody and being angry is to verbally attack a person, regardless of race, creed, or whatever. That's just human nature. Same thing with a lot of people feeling a certain way. Like, you have a lot of white folks that think what happened in history is cool and love the fact that they have family members that say the N-word and don't like blacks, and same thing with blacks against them, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, you have a lot of minorities. Like, a lot of Hispanic folks don't like blacks, but at the same time, we live on the same blocks, live in the same buildings, go to the same grocery stores. The fucking money in the community, just keeps recycling, but at the same time, they act like they're better than most black folks because they got fairer skin, they got long hair, and they figure, hey, I can fit in with a blanquito. But then at the same time, you have a lot of blanquitos that are whites that prefer to be around blacks than Hispanics, and vice versa. And again, that just goes into the whole fucking stupid shit of the dumbass pot of everybody thinking they're entitled and better than everybody. In reality, we're all under the same fucking atmosphere, breathing the same air, getting nutrients from the same sun, drinking, urinating, showering, just out the same fucking water. Everything is recycled. I don't give a damn if you live in a fucking $15 million mansion. You're breathing the same air, looking at the same stars, the same sun, the same fucking clouds, the same moon. Believe it or not, you're drinking the same water, whether it's out the fucking faucet, or if it's alkaline water, or being filtered through your system, or whether it's being bottled and sold regardless of the same thing. Everybody drinks the same water. When somebody dies and they embalm that person and all that blood and all them nasty liquids and shit goes into the sewer filtration system, it gets same thing with naval vessels and boats and yachts and shit. All that stuff gets to the bottom of the water. Shrimp and lobsters and all these crustaceans that we eat, they're bottom feeders. They eat all this shit and we eat it. All the water, you urinate. It goes somewhere, it comes back out, it gets refiltered and goes right back in your stomach, in your body again. Everything in life is recycled, including hate and anger if we don't learn how to fucking filter it, bottle it, throw it the fuck away, and keep moving forward. History is always going to repeat itself when people are entitled and they have a pure hatred for another person or another race, for regardless of what part of the world they come from and what language they speak. We need to get over this dumb shit, because everybody shits, everybody urinates, everybody fucks, everybody eats, everybody loves, everybody laughs the same shit. It may be in different languages and it might be cultural differences and shit, but that's what makes us unique. You don't see animals don't give a fuck about this spider or this dog is this color, that's that, and that's this. It makes no sense. Like, for the same reason why a lot of racist people, they wear Jordans. They got some of the best teams with black players on it. They eat chocolate. They drink hot chocolate. They got black and brown dogs. Literally got black dogs that are black. But at the same time, you don't like black folks. But then back in slavery, you guys didn't. I mean, people didn't have no problem having blacks living up in their quarters, sharing their beds, doing all types of shit with these people. They had 20 fucking jobs, and they lived on their premises, lived in their neighborhoods, and all this shit. And there was no problem. But now, since niggas got free, motherfuckers don't want to hire them. They don't want them in their neighborhoods. They don't this, they don't that. But then secretly, soccer mom is still sitting there getting pipe laid by a minority, whether he's black or Hispanic or whatever. And then pop or dad is somewhere, and one of his mistresses happen to be Spanish or black or whatever. So at the end of the day, opposites not only attract, but it just goes to show how hypocritical people are. Now, with me basically saying that, I have to go back to my original thing when I first started this video by saying the problem with black folks are they're ignorantly stupid. And the reason why I say that, and I'm generalizing, basically, I am. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of us are lazy. Like, let's say, for instance, years ago, when people wanted me to do the ice bucket challenge, that whole challenge started off with helping people with cures and shit, and then it just went to recognition, and that's why when people was challenging me on videos back on my Mike's on 007 channel, I didn't do it because I don't do things for trends. I don't do things for views, for trends. Why you think I don't do a Patreon account? I don't do any of that. I love doing my videos generally because I like to have shared knowledge and help others if I'm being helped by others. I don't need nobody to help or beg nobody, hey, go to my Patreon app so we can keep doing it. Y'all don't see me do that. I get less views, I have less viewers, less subs than anybody, but I still do what I do, because even if I got 2 or 3 people watching my videos and commenting and leaving a thumbs up, that's good enough for me. Everybody will come up here and I'll have like 60 to 70 something views if I'm talking about something disgustingly fucked up, and or if it has a lot to do with drama and shit. But if I'm saying anything productive that other people are saying, nobody want to view, half the people don't even want to comment. Why? Because for some reason they just don't want to get involved, and even if they know it's the truth, they rather just watch it because, as I'm told, it's very entertaining and my epic rants. But whatever. Now, going back, me and Russ, because we think alike, and we are alike in a lot of ways. That's why we have such a great relationship we had, or have, excuse me. And we for years. And he put me onto it because I felt a certain way too. But then I'm already a smart guy. So when I start putting when I start putting my thoughts together, I'm like, yo, you know what? He's right. And then even when I start talking about things like for instance, I have a sign up that says, support police. Because at the end of the day, if you're not home and you're at work, whether you hate police or not, you at work, and your wife is like, hey, somebody's in the house, you're not going to be like, oh, fuck that, yo. Just get a knife or whatever, you're gonna be like, yo, call police. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're gonna tell them that. If your mom's getting beat up in the street or somebody's following her, you're gonna say call police if you're not there. If one of your loved ones and something happens to them and know if they're in danger, if one of your kids didn't come home like 4 hours after the fact and you know they're always home, you're not gonna be like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna get some hood niggas, I'm gonna go look for them. Nah, your ass gonna be like, yo, call police. So why is it that y'all all hate cops? Because a lot of cops do fucked up shit, but at the same time, that's every race. Every group and every race got fucked up people in it. Whether you're a nurse, a dentist, a doctor, a fucking GameStop employee, anybody, people are who they are regardless of what title they hold. You're gonna have fucked up, shitty people in any and every walks of life. But unfortunately, you have a lot of great cops, fortunately, that do want to do the right thing, and they gotta deal with a lot of shit because of some fucked up cops that do fucked up shit, and within their department, they can be ridiculed for being labeled a rat and or for being a turncoat or not believing in the blue wall of silence or whatever. People who know me know exactly what I'm talking about, and a lot of people personally know who I am and what I've done and stuff like that. And I always like to keep that, silent because I don't like people that don't know me personally. I don't want them knowing anything about my past or what I've done in my life. So I always tell people, keep that between yourselves because there's a lot of people out there on YouTube that would be extremely shocked if they knew who I was and what I've done and things like that in my past. But I would like to keep that private, and who knows it, and who doesn't shouldn't have to. And that might shock a lot of people by what I'm saying as far as police go and stuff like that. Now, black folks always sit here to my, yo, we need this, we need that, we need XYZ, but everybody's too busy talking about the latest weed, the latest sneakers, that nigga's, you seen that nigga's new LP or song, or this and that, and ski bop bop this, and zee boo bop bop that, and beep bop boop beep this, and all that shit. But at the same time, then a lot of us go out there and we do dumbass videos showing us doing dumb crimes and stupid shit, and too busy snitching on each other and snitching on ourselves than fucking sitting there and doing the right thing half the time. Where a lot of black folks are real quick to just side with somebody else just because it's a trend, and it just makes more sense to hate Trump and this and that, but y'all like Biden when you know that Biden is a piece of shit. He got a cokehead for a fucking son, a son that got and took money. Everything Trump told all y'all from the fucking gate, that man's been 169,000,000% fucking straight on point with that shit. So what, he's white, and so what, he had family members that are fucking Ku Klux Klan members or whatever. He always hide minorities. Hell, nobody talked about it when he helped Mike Tyson's black ass. Nobody never talked about it when he took that black sister off the street and put her in his hotel for fucking free, and later on helped her get everything she needed to get, credentials and all that, and hide her. You know what I'm saying? But y'all all follow behind that ugly ass, wrinkled, stink pussied whore, fucking nasty pabitchy and shit like that, because it was easier to hate on him. All these rappers and these clowns that run around hating Trump because they all mad because Obama's snaky ass was too busy fucking, he was a black man, had a lot of charisma and dressed real cool, and this, that, and the third. And y'all all had respect for Bush, and then y'all only liked Obama because he did shit that you thought was cool, and because he was a nice looking slim brother who dressed up real well. But then he wound up fucking us a lot more than anybody else, including Bush Jr., but y'all didn't see that because all you saw was the same thing a lot of racist people see, is the skin color. So when Trump came in and he started saying the shit he said, y'all hated the fact, y'all mad because he got in on a spoof. And the reason why I say a spoof was because they had nobody else that can run against Hillary. He was a tycoon from New York, and the wrong people thought that they was gonna get in. They was gonna get in his good graces by helping him politically get in. And he was like, no, fuck that. I'm not part of y'all shit. I'm gonna do me because that's the kind of motherfucker I am. I'm a New York nigga. And that's what Trump was. So he was automatically a threat. That's why they been fuck with him before he even got inaugurated, all the way to even now. And now a lot of y'all ignorant jigaboo ass niggas want to sit back and like fucking Trump now, only because he got locked up and because he made a lot of money on making a fucking DOJ and everybody else look stupid with that mugshot. They try to embarrass him with that shit, and the kind of straight up New York nigga that fucking Trump is, he turned around and turned that fucking negative into a positive, just like every other rapper that been shot and forcibly fucking crucified and shit. He turned that shit into a fucking positive, and y'all hate the man for it, and y'all want to sue him for making money on a mugshot that y'all made of him to try to put it out there in the public and twist it to say, see, look at the mugshot, see? But it turned against y'all because America truly understands now. Everybody's, they say actions speak louder than words. Smart people are waking up now. A lot of white folks voted for him because he was white. A lot of black folks hated him because he was white. But then you have certain smart motherfuckers like me and my cousin Russ that live in the gray area. You see, I'm not black or white, which means like you think of white, you think of enlightenment, you think of the best. When you think of black, you think of darkness, you think of the worst. I live what you call a gray area. I'm not a negative or a positive person. I'm just a guy that's fucking leveled. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't need to go out there and do dumb shit. This is my fucking hobby. This is my escape. This is my sanity and insanity. This kind of stuff. I don't need to go out there and hang out with a whole bunch of people. I don't need to go to the strip clubs and trick my money out. I don't need to sit there and smoke and be stressed out drinking and doing dumb shit. I don't smoke nobody's weed. Everybody sitting there like, yo, son, we let the spliff up. It ain't nothing cool and cute about a whole bunch of nigga, yo, son, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy. Yeah, and I even see people on YouTube, and it's like, yo, one thing you don't want is to be known for having a certain drink, or I even see people up here on YouTube that be sitting there taking sips of drinks when they talking about toys and all that, and I'm like, yo, what kind of a fucking message are you putting out there for other kids? It don't matter if they white, black, blue, or green. You may have a little kid that happen to be your same skin color who might follow you, especially if you're a military person, and they may follow you and they're like, yo, this guy seems cool, but then they see you sitting there like you cooling and you ranting, and then you sitting there taking a sip of a fucking drink and you're publicly putting it out there. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, there's certain things us as a people, period. And I say people, I mean all walks of race. There's certain things you need to leave out because, you know, there's an image. There's a certain image. And somebody might say, I don't give a fuck, then they don't have to watch my channel. I understand that, and I totally agree with that. But then again, we have to share responsibility as well for the kind of content we put out there. Now moving back to this thing, us as a people, as a black people, need to stop the following everybody and truly look at things for what it is within ourselves. Because, you know, we're too busy following everybody else because everybody else hate this person or these people and don't understand why. Y'all don't realize that Corinne Jean-Pierre is a piece of shit. Of course, she's gonna like Black Lives Matter because we all know that anybody with a brain know the true acronym of BLM. It was not meant for Black Lives. It was meant for Black Lesbians Matter. I'm gonna fucking say it again. That L stood for lesbians. Lot of minority woke people felt like they don't have any kind of filter because they're like, yo, I'm just sick and tired of regular straight black folks always getting this and that. Like, motherfucker, you want to be the target? Then you go around ahead and be it. You think y'all all act like black men and regular black women just love, to get the attention. Oh, why you doing this to us? Because we black. Why you just keep about this? So now all of a sudden, why I can't get that attention? Why I can't get beat up by police? Why I can't this? I like to suck dick. I like to eat pussy, and I'm a female or a guy. Oh, I like to take up the ass and this and that. Let's stop it. Like, you really want that attention? Please, by all means, you go around ahead and take that ass whooping for us. Because us regular straight blacks are sick and tired of it. Now you hear how stupid that just sounded, right? That was a fucking hypothetical quote that I just made. It was, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying this and I'm cutting it off right now, because the same way that sound funny and true, but stupid, is the same reason why you feel that you need to sit here and try to force others to accept you for what you think you are because for whatever fucking reason you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Stop it. Who gives a fuck if you a man who like men? Who give a fuck if you're a man who wants to be a woman? Who gives a fuck if you're a woman that wants to be a man, whatever. All I know is that Black Lives Matter movement, or BLM, was all bullshit by a fucking couple of con artist bitches that don't like men, like black men, let alone men, period. And the fact that they felt like, oh, all these people are getting all this attention and this and that. And what about us? What about us? You know, like, why we don't have rights? Why we can't this and ski bop that? And that's what that whole movement was about. You know what I'm saying? But y'all too ignorant and too stupid to see by people. I don't wear. You'll never see me wearing a BLM shirt. I'm not with that Ithaca, Attica, and all this other shit. I'm not with all that. I'm not with all that BML and ski bop this and come on now. I don't give a flying fuck about any of that. All I give a fuck is that you treat me with respect, I'm gonna treat you with respect. I don't give a fuck if you don't even speak English. Respect me and I'm gonna respect you as a fucking human being. Cause why y'all can all run around and respect animals, even insects, but then you're gonna sit there and a person, another human being just like you don't want to give them the same quality of life you would expect for yourself. That's terrible. It's hypocritically fucked up. Now moving back on to the black folks and the dumb shit. You know, if we stick together more positively as a people and not just try to fit in with certain groups of people who their true agendas, like, look at these dumbass niggas falling right for it. Camilla Harris ain't want to be around, or any niggas. But then y'all sit there and y'all love her, but y'all hate Candace Owens. Why? Because she a black sister who married a white man? Motherfuckers. Camilla Harris was a fucking ex-California DA. All I got, California and DA, and she happens to be very, very light and high yellow. That's all I gotta say. And she's married to a fucking white man. But y'all love her, but y'all hate Candace Owens because she's for Trump. And y'all hate Candace Owens because she spits the fucking truth about blacks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? She talks shit about whites and everybody too. You know what I'm saying? But y'all hate her because she's a very verbal, articulate sister that spits the truth. None of us have to agree with everything another person says. Shit, there's shit that come out my mouth that I don't agree with after a while. Or I'm like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said it this way, whatever, because that's just part of being a fucking human being on this earth. There's certain things you say and do at times you're like, damn, I didn't agree with that, or I don't agree with that, but sometimes you do shit. You got but motherfuckers that after a couple of years or right after they commit a murder or a crime, they're like, damn, that was real fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. But you know what? The shoulda, couldas, and wouldas are done. You understand? But now all of a sudden everybody wanna start liking Trump again. All the minorities and everybody now are all Hispanics and blacks for Trump. Yeah, you always had a lot of blacks and Hispanics for Trump. You know, but because again, everybody wants to be part of something now. Me and my cousin Russ was for Trump because he's a motherfucker that was, you know, he was truly there. Like, you know, he was like, yo, listen, skip about this, and now y'all all want to jump on the bandwagon now because everybody else is jumping on. A lot of other blacks and everybody coming out in the public talking about him now and starting to like him now, and all of a sudden because he got locked up, that's gangster. Y'all need to stop that stupid shit. Stop fucking glorifying smoking different weed and Alizé and Hennessy and all that stupid poison shit, and talking about the latest rap, and now y'all all sitting here talking about this Keefe D bullshit. You know, the motherfucker for years been sitting there telling all y'all fucking clowns that he has something to do with it, and the fucking clown sitting there, yeah, sir, yeah, with his stupid retarded fucking ghetto dumb jigaboo ass. Yeah, you telling you, shut the fuck up. And now you going through the stupid shit you going through. And I say good for your dumb, ignorant ass. And I can't wait for them to get Diddy and everybody else. You know, like, if you don't, just shut the fuck up. Stop, niggas out here telling on each other. You know, these young dumbass drug dealers and gangbanging faggots. That's what I call y'all. You know, pussy ass niggas that can't stand on your fucking own. Y'all gotta sit there and pose with guns and doing all this dumb shit. Knowing y'all niggas are on parole or on probation. Knowing cops and law enforcement looking for y'all dumbasses. Then you sitting there crying. Yeah, mama, I'm gonna wait for a while. And y'all dumbass niggas doing stupid shit. And you telling on your fucking selves. Like, come on, man. Like, dumbass motherfuckers doing dumbass shit. Then you wonder how you get caught up. Man, you know what, man? Never let the left hand know the right hand dealing. And unless you say, the safer you are, man. Learn how to stand on your own 2 feet and be a man. You know what I'm saying? You came out your mother alone, even if you have a twin or quadruplet or whatever. Nobody came out the tunnel at the same time. Y'all all came out fucking maybe seconds or minutes, hell, even half an hour to an hour later. But at the same time, you were still born a fucking alone. You know, unless you a freak and you y'all Siamese and y'all stuck together. Other than that, and even then, one side of y'all motherfuckers came out before the other. You know, you going in a casket by yourself. You know what I mean? So, you know what? Like, stand on your own 2 feet, man. Everybody want to act like they gangster and shit when it comes to another individual, but y'all ain't gangster when y'all see cops doing wrong shit and y'all don't go and approach and start fucking these cops up and doing crazy shit, right? But y'all all gangster in the street. Yo, you're about that life, you this and that. But then when the police pull you over and beat you up and do all this dumb shit, y'all be sitting, yo, that's fucked up, son. Yo, that's fucked up how they did Rah-Rah and Ray and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that nigga about to get sued though, man. Yo, his mom's and them they suing him. Yeah, but he dead. They get money, but he dead. He gone. He can't enjoy it. All because you did a video? What do you fucking do? Like, come on, man. Like, then y'all wonder why. Like, it's just pathetic. And then going back to what I was saying, it goes back to the fact that people don't understand why a lot of blacks don't want to be leaders and shit. Because you got people like Louis Farrakhan, regardless on his religion, always trying to do shit for the upbeat for us to be like, yo, black folks need to get on their own 2 feet. You know, we need to stop looking, you know what I'm saying, you know, accepting handouts and start standing on our own 2 feet. But yo, fuck that nigga. He part of that nation. You no matter what religion he believe in. You know, he for people trying to do right, but y'all want to hate on Trump and everybody because he want to take y'all little welfare away because y'all niggas are too ignorant and too lazy to go out there and get a job and do shit for yourselves. So now he's the enemy of the state, like Nancy Pelosi and them bitches and Biden and them are right. Biden don't give a he's a true racist. This is a man that started a law to help keep a revolving door to keep y'all niggas going back and forth to fucking prison. Let alone his fucking son is a criminal and a fucking cokehead, and he sits there for all these years, 47 years in fucking politics, and the old little ugly ass bastard never did shit for no fucking minority. When all this Asian hate was going on last year, people were going beside these Asians' heads and shit, he helped sign a fucking law to protect them. But he ain't helped sign no law for y'all dumbass, ignorant, nigga ass motherfucking blacks though. But y'all still too stupid to sit back and fucking think for yourselves. Unless a whole other group sit there and do it, then it's like, oh yeah, right. And the reason why I'm saying all this for over 30 minutes is because y'all all sit back and like, yo, these cops need to start standing up. Yo, when niggas gonna start? Yo, when you gonna start standing up for your fucking self and everybody else? And stop worrying about you as an individual and start worrying about us as a community. Why y'all think the Jews own so much and why they have so fucking much? You know, they wasn't fighting. They were hiding, but they wasn't fighting back the Gestapo and all them people like blacks were fighting and killing whites during slavery. They don't want you to know about what a lot of blacks did for the North and the South. You know, because they don't want there to be an uproar. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Y'all that dumb? Y'all think that blacks wasn't killing and fucking up these masters and white folks? Oh, the hell they were. Shit, how you think a lot of them got away? Oh, they was taking masters' weapon, poisoning them, and killing them motherfuckers in their sleep. But they don't want y'all niggas, y'all dumbass motherfuckers out there to know that. Because they want y'all thinking, oh, it was done peacefully. Oh, they all just ran away and some of them got away, some of them got caught. Yeah, some ran away, some got caught. But at the same time, a lot of masters got killed too. But they don't want you to know that for the same reason why a lot of people don't like to be reminded of slavery. And a lot of them have guilty consciences because they knew what went on was fucked up. And they just pray that it don't happen to them. But at the same time, a lot of them may not be racist, but they grew up with racist family members saying the N-word and how grandpa and grandma didn't like niggers and whatever. They may not feel that way, but they feel guilty because they were raised by that. And, you know, just because, you know, I'm not going to really go deep into that anymore, but you guys understand my point. And if you don't, then why are you still watching my video? I mean, now the reason why I'm saying all this is because, you know, you got this brother in Baton Rouge. And I had to do a video breaking all this down because I'm just so fucking sick and tired of everybody sitting here talking about, like the whole Puff, like the feds, they all know what the fuck was going on. But Puffy got a whole bunch of high people in high places politics and money play a lot in why he's still surviving and why he's still out there. Until there's enough shit to come across, don't be surprised if Keefe D somehow gets fucking killed or suicided in prison or in jail. Don't be surprised now, because if that happens, that whole Pete Diddy shit goes away. Maybe, maybe not. But the longer he stay alive, the higher the chances of Sean Puffy Combs going to prison or not. And if he does, he may try to kill himself or some shit, because he's not gonna be. You know, I mean, come on, this is a guy who likes the same sex, and he's a freaky ass nigga, and he gonna be somebody's bitch in prison, regardless of how much money he got. He gonna be paying motherfuckers off, but at the same time, he's still gonna be out. He's still gonna be tossed around on the block. So he may or may not want to be down with all that shit. But y'all all sitting here talking about this Keefe D bullshit, and we all knew for years that this motherfucker has something to do. He said it. He has something to do with the fucking Tupac shit. So why y'all all sit back talking about this dumb ghetto shit, but at the same time nobody's praising and or publicizing the whole fact that this Baton Rouge police chief, Paul Murphy, is spitting some real knowledge and some real shit about what's going on in society. Like, you know, Mississippi, you know, Louisiana, being so close to each other, Georgia, a lot of the southern states are fucked up. Still deal with a lot of racism, like Alabama, Mississippi, definitely. You know, Louisiana has a lot more minorities and Caucasians live there that have more unity than a lot of other southern states. You know what I'm saying? Especially those backward, you know, born in a bio type people. They don't give a fuck. They all married. You know, you got blacks and whites in the married. You know what I'm saying? For fucking 30 to 60 years ago. So a lot of them not really on that, but there's still racism there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why all y'all can sit here and talk about this Keefe D bullshit, because y'all like dumb, who gives a flying fuck shit. Tupac is done, dead, and buried, most likely. This shit happened about 27 years ago. You know, everybody in the world, the corners and the dark alleys been speaking about this Keefe D shit and Puffy and all that. The fucking goddamn Elvis know that he has something to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, why y'all can't sit up here and do videos and talk straight up shit about Paul Murphy, this black police chief that's sitting up here talking real shit and going in on council members. They trying to sit here and set this man up and try to do like they all do what all hypocrites in power do. Trying to decredit you. They're already trying to defund the police and defund his department because he happened to be a man of color. Now, he was a white police chief going after a couple of blacks and minorities. It went, you know, oh, he have all the money in the world. Yeah, fire them niggas. Get rid of them spics and whatever the fuck. Get rid of them motherfuckers. But because he's a black chief and they like, yeah, well, he's only going, you know, he got a power trip. Why he only going after white folks? Because a lot of these motherfuckers grew up in a racist ass house, racist community. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure there's some blacks and other minorities out there too that's part of this shit too. But you know, they target and fuck with a lot of black folks out there, and this is part of their history. It's part of all police departments' history all out through the U.S. Motherfuckers, I do realize what the fucking U.S. was founded on and by. And the backbone of who? Wasn't the backbone of the Irish and the Italians? Hell, not even the Chinese and the Mexicans, but on the black body. Because we were the only motherfuckers that weren't paid. We were killed and tortured to build this country. Yeah, a lot of Chinese, along with the Native Americans of this land, helped build and blew up mountainsides and helped build train tracks all around the U.S. and shit like that. And yeah, the Italians came down and laid stone and buildings. And the Irish came here and started police departments, fire departments, unionizing work and this, that, and the third. But the black person was the only person that didn't come here voluntarily. The black person is the only person that worked for free. Yeah, there's a difference between the Chinese and the Mexicans and everybody being mistreated by coming here. But one, they still came here voluntarily, and two, they still got paid to fucking do the work they did. We didn't. Those are the differences. So I'm tired of hearing people say this, that, and the third. But at the same time, one thing doesn't correct the other, and the other thing can't discorrect the other as well. Everything in life's a catch-22. But I'm just like real fed up, and I'm like, yo, why? I've been following this story for a minute, and I'm like, why is it that this brother, Michael Jackson sat there and did a video. I mean, he told y'all this is it. This is a black man that he was so powerful, had so much shares, and was so smart. This motherfucker owned all the rights to Elvis, the Beatles, so many high-end influencers and musical icons. Let alone this motherfucker owned the rights to the Happy Birthday to You song. That's how smart he is. Why you think when you go to a lot of public places or big venues, everybody gotta say happy birthday in a different way? Why? Because he brought that happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. That's how crazy Michael Jackson was. Then on top of that, this is a man that he was gonna own so much of Sony that he was gonna be the majority shareholder by himself. So they had like, nah, we can't have that. We gotta kill this nigga. And they used some fucking dumbass Alan the Jackass. And why you guys think Conrad Murray got way less time than Wesley Snipes for shit that Wesley Snipes had nothing to do with? Wesley Snipes got less time than Conrad Murray, who happened to be a Mason. Not to mention than Martha Stewart herself. And now all y'all blacks love Martha Stewart because she went to prison. This just goes to show the mentality of the ignorant nigga. The ignorant black fucking clowns out there. That y'all, a lot of y'all didn't like her, but because she went to prison and now she hang out with Snoop Dogg and everything, now y'all all love Martha Stewart. For the same reason why a lot of y'all like Trump. Oh yeah, that motherfucker, yeah, his mugshot. Y'all need to get away from this glorifying jail shit and being so against police and the system and more toward, anarchy, and start realizing that everything in life's a catch-22. Hate for the right reasons and love for the right reasons. Don't switch it around and like some and don't like y'all need to stop this shit, bro. Like Michael Jackson said it, and y'all, none of us out there protected him, and it's like, fuck it. Then on top of that, everybody sat back and settled and went along with how Whitney Houston was murdered, and then her daughter the same exact fucking way. Yeah, Bill Cosby is well known for not really catering to white folks, and this man, for a black man, had a lot of money and a lot of pull and shit, but because they couldn't have no nigga on the NBC, so they're like, fuck it, we rather go bankrupt and sell it pennies on a dollar before we let some nigga own it. And because he got so powerful and because he started spitting the truth and shit, they was like, yo, fuck that. Yo, y'all remember what this nigga did years ago? Yo, let's get at this dude, man. Let's get these bitches to come forward. And that's what they did to him. Because that's what they do. They put Mike Tyson in jail. They sat there and look what they did with Tupac. Before he's on the death row. He went to jail for a rape he had nothing to do with. But you know what? Because he was shooting at police in California and they try to sue him and shit like that. It's like, yo, fuck this nigga. Look what they did to OJ. Well, look what OJ did to himself. He got away with murder. Then on top of it, they turn around and lock this nigga up for stealing his own shit. Like, this is how the system do you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to play the game and come up on top, or game's gonna be over and they're gonna run on and they're gonna be stumping you on top of you. You got to know how to play the game. Trump know how to play the game. I've been with Trump from the gate. My daughter, a lot of people like, yo, you crazy. Now they like, yo, dad, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. Now you see, right? All these years, I raised all of y'all, and I always told y'all, but my kids always thought I was crazy. Now the older they get, now they understand them. Damn, wow, dad got knowledge. Motherfucker, I got knowledge. Why you think I'm the age I am? I got knowledge from fucking experience. When you have common sense, when you're commonly known for thinking for yourself, and then you fucking sense shit and put shit together, which makes sense, you have common knowledge and you have common sense. You know what I'm saying? And you read and you see between the bullshit, which is what I do. And it's just ironic how I don't understand how people can't root. And that's why I was like, I gotta do a video spitting with the whole why I'm coming up and why I'm saying the shit I'm saying. It may be all over the place, but if you read in between this whole video, you'll understand where I'm coming from with it and why I'm saying what I'm saying. But I just can't understand why a lot of brothers and sisters out there can sit there and talk about this Keefe D nonsense and bullshit that we all knew about because oh shit, yo, we get into the you know, we get into the middle of this shit, but at the same time, why y'all can't sit here and praise what this brother? Why? Because he's a police chief? Because he's a cop? He's still a brother, and he's a brother who's sitting there. He putting himself on the line by coming forward and let y'all know that these evil council members and politicians are hypocrites and they're fucking liars. They're lying hypocrites that are full of shit, and they trying to use the best to their knowledge of doing grimy shit, and now they mad because one of their own, you know what, yo, we gotta defund this motherfucker, and they making him pay out his own pocket for his own lawyers. This man is being sued as a department hold. He's being sued personally because he got rid of a whole bunch of crooked ass cops, but because they happen to have white skin and he happened to be a brother who's spitting the truth, they can't have that. Nah, fuck that. We can't have one of our own sitting here spitting this truth. It don't matter if it's true or not. Why are you publicly coming out saying that? You're making us look bad. Motherfucker, you make yourselves look bad because we all know that you're corrupt. But because this man is sitting there talking about the system, to the system, that we already know, that's blasphemy. Nah, man, we can't have that. We can't have this nigga doing that. Y'all, you know, a lot of y'all need to go out there and do y'all research. A lot of y'all need to sit back and understand that this man is putting his life, his family, he's putting his whole fucking career on the line to spit truth about what's going on in society. And a lot of these people that been to this fucking what was the name of the cave again? The Brave Cave warehouse shit out on a dirt road somewhere. You know, they all knew about this, and now they try to say, oh well, don't act like you didn't know. And this got about this and be about that. Like, come on, man. You know, for since I was before I was alive, black folks been coming forward. A lot of minorities been coming forward talking about how bad police whoop their ass and this and that. And they used to always say, "You got any witnesses? You got any video?" That used to be the shit back in the 70s and 80s. Yo, police fucked me up and they took my money. Yo, you got any video? You got any witnesses? Those are the same things they said because who had a camcorder or a big ass inconspicuous camera that you couldn't see to tell on police and shit. So it was always your word against theirs and circumstantial evidence that led up to other people coming forward to where they even remotely raised the eyebrow. And now they have police that are policing police, which is not a good thing. Because when you do that, they sweep shit under the table because hey, it's one of us. And depending on how big the city is, depending on how deep the corruption goes. Because just like the same thing with judges in courts, even high up courts, you know, they all know people that know this person, that know that person. They all make friends and got each other's cards and shit like that. And that's why a lot of these cases get dismissed. It's got to go to a higher fucking court. But then if you sit there and the cop break your arm and you punch him in his fucking face, they want to lock your ass up for it, even if they are wrong because they say, oh, well, you still shouldn't have did that. Or if a cop killed you, and you decide to come back to life and take it and fuck him up in front of his people. Oh, well, hey, you died, but you came back to life. So, you know, now we still gonna lock you up because what you did was wrong. That's how hypocritical the system is. And this is why I tell people, yo, the system needs to sit back and really realize that. And this is what a lot of y'all minorities need to understand. If there's ever a war with fucking Russia and China, all y'all minorities need to sit the fuck back and don't be like, oh, fuck it. Nah, man. When they attacking, they going after white America. They going after the true people of power because people like Putin may not like blacks. You know, like the Prime Minister of China or whatever country comes in and help them, fall back, sit back, and put your arms like this and say, listen, I don't run white America. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, they all know that we're victims. You know what I'm saying? Like, why Biden giving all this fucking money to the Ukraine? How many hundreds of millions of dollars every fucking month. But at the same time, you got people here starving to fucking death. And prices on everything is ridiculous. And at the same time, you have homeless people on the streets, whether they're being vacated from their homes and got nowhere else to go because funding is fucked up, and or because they're on the streets for whatever reason, whether it's their fault or they were fired out and the system, the resources stopped. But at the same time, you have all this money to put these fucking illegal motherfuckers in motels and hotels. You got military vets sleeping on the street, eating dog food. These are people that you had in charge of multi-million-dollar equipment, now living on the fucking street, getting walked over and stepped on. But at the same time, you guys are giving all these fucking illegal scooters to go and get jobs. Y'all giving them fucking licenses without them taking tests. You know, my people gotta, you know, we all as Americans, yo, you gotta, you know, your child gotta have a certain amount of hours in a defensive driving school. You gotta do this and that just to get your permit. Then you gotta wait a certain time to get your license. Then this, that, and the third. But y'all motherfuckers are sitting there giving them licenses like nothing. Giving them fucking IDs like nothing. We gotta stand in hours for fucking 6-7 hours at times dealing with a whole bunch of nasty attitude having governmental employees just to renew your fucking license or get an ID. But y'all give that shit to them, and then y'all wonder why they run around raping and committing crimes. You know what y'all could do as illegals? Yo, do us a favor and go see Kamala Harris and them motherfuckers. So, you know what I mean? Like, you know, go see them. Like, why the fuck? Y'all just don't get it or understand, or y'all just too lazy and stupid to give a fuck. Long as you can get high, smoke your weed, sip and drink your little corny ass poison that you put in your system, but y'all can still sit back and bitch and moan about police and why we don't got enough police coming forward. But then you got this brave brother that is putting himself and his loved ones on the line for y'all niggas. I know y'all dumb motherfuckers could sit here and talk about it's fucking Keefe D. Anyway, I gotta go before I say something to get me banned. Peace.